Hello, everybody. How are you doing? You are welcome. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear, guys, in the comment section. And we're going to get this party started. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, T-Ho. So if you guys just now, this is a private forum, so it's not public on YouTube. It's only for those of you in the mentorship system who have the link, so we can be a bit freer, or a lot freer, actually. So I will always let you guys know in advance whether a session is a private session or an open forum session. So these are the things that you get in addition to your course for being a registered member that the rest of the world doesn't get. Good to see you, Esther. Good to see you, Gerard. So who else is here? And I've got Esther, I've got Gerard. If you just let me know who is here so that I know what to tailor or how to tailor what we are doing. Joshua's having some power cut issues, so he's going to join us. Joshua's going to join us in about 20 minutes or so. He says he's had to find somewhere else to try and log on from. So quick second, let me see. Today. In the interim, y'all can say hi to each other. Like says, this is not it's not quote unquote an open webinar, so this is a closed forum. So introduce yourselves to each other, tell each other who you are, what you do, exchange business cards, strike business deals, Any marriages, I need to be paid an introduction fee, but everything else is fine. Righty who. Let us see. So I'm trying to find this video on YouTube. Yeah, I need to log into my channel, the trading channel, because the other channel won't have it because it's private. Duh. Right. So, channel. I know what to do. I know exactly what to do. Right? You have a deal already. Yeah. Yeah, I know you do. I know you guys have a deal already. But hey, you can still pay me the finder's fee in arrears. You know, yep, you can still pay me that finder's fee in arrears. Okay, cool. So yeah, we are cool on YouTube. So I was gonna turn you guys over to Joshua today, once he came on. But seeing as he's having issues, it gives me an opportunity to do something real quick with you guys. So just give me a second. Let me just send this off here. Coolio. Right. So excellent. Now, so we got 4 people in. I only know who 2 of you are. I need to know who's in so I know what to tailor this for, because this is not a teaching session per se, as much as it is a teaching session, but as much as it's a personal mentor. So Monica is in. I need to know who the final person is so I know exactly how to tailor this for you. So please let me know. All right. Cool. So in terms, for those of you who were on yesterday, actually, let me start sharing my screen. If you were on yesterday, we did some chart reviews, and I actually showed you a trade I was looking at entering today. But I jumped into I put the order yesterday in advance because I knew I was going to oversleep today. I went to bed about 3:30. I did oversleep. I woke up. I am in the trade. I'll show you that. That's the trade there. Now, I must confess, the trade went a bit lower than I had planned. So it went a little bit lower than I had planned. But there it is. And that's the issue with putting in a trade in advance. Good to see you, Natalia. Good to see you, Ivy. So, okay, I know who's here. That's the issue with putting in a trade in advance. Because remember I said one of my rules is I need a 1 hour engulfing in the direction in that day. For the new guys, Esther, Monica, relax. I'll catch you up. So if this had happened while I'd been awake, I would not have entered that trade. I would have waited for a 1 hour engulfing and then found a new entry position. However, because we got into the trade yesterday, I just went ahead. Well, I woke up this morning and I was already in it. So this is the risk with putting in orders in advance. It means that you can get about with your day, but it also means that because you are not entering the trade live, there's things you will not know. Because like I said, if I'd woken up this morning and seen this, I would have waited for the engulfing. In essence, I would have waited for price to close back above that level there. But I couldn't. But I'm in anyway. It still looks like a decent trade. But you also remember that yesterday I was in one that was middling around here. And I took a look at it and I told you, nope, I know price is going to go down there. Gerard, can you remember? Okay. Ooh, okay. So it looks like quite a lot of you are here. So if you haven't signed in already, in the comment section, please just let me know who's here. So I know Natalia, Ivy, Monica, Esther, and Gerard. Only people in our group can get this link. So if you're here, I know you're from the group, so I'm fine. I just want to know who's here so I know how to tailor my session to you. And then after saying that, I lost 2 people. That's fine. Be like that then. So I just want to know who you are just so that I can tailor the session to you. So just signing. So remember, we said this yesterday that we knew this was coming down here because there was a pull on liquidity. Well, we were right. Now, the reason I'm worried about this trade as it currently looks is this. If I go to a 4-hour chart and I drop our Fibonacci on the 4-hour, so high to low. And for those of you, one quick second, give me a second, folks. Right, Natalia, can you do me a favor? Can you tell me if, I'm not sure if Tammy is in or not. Can you just help me chase up with Tammy on the phone just to be sure that she got the information about the, the webinar today at 11. If she's in, Tammy, just let me know that you're in. Right, this is our Telegram group again, since I can show this since we're in our closed forum. So Tucker is boasting about having held EU till now. Yep, he's right. Like I said, I really wish I hadn't closed that. I mean, show off. I wish Tucker has been like my trading partner for about 6 years now. So we tease each other about trades. I wish I had held on to that. Even GU as well. Woke up and it was gone like a rocket again. So Talkback is a lot more comfortable with holding trades over a week or even 2. I like to be in and out. So what it means is there's losses he will take that I will not. But there's also wins that he will get that I won't hold on all the way for. It's just the way it goes. You win some, you lose some. We'll see. So this is my worry. If I go from the H4 level after having seen this, right? This low here worries me. Let me know if you can see that in the comment section. That low there worries me a lot. And I'm worried after having seen this massive move here that price could want to dip in there into this order block. However, if it does, I am going to end up losing roughly about 1%. That's fine. I just showed you how I made about 13% in one day yesterday. That's a really, really, really good day. You're not going to make 13% on most days, but it's possible. And if you are following my rules of maximum 3 trades a day, the worst you can lose in a day is 3%. So you'll be fine. So if it comes down here, this is my worry, that it could seek to take out that liquidity and then go beyond the 21.4 level on a 4-hour chart. So when we were doing the analysis yesterday, what doc are you seeing on your screen, Natalia? Oh, okay, yeah, that's doc. First of all, what doc are you seeing on your screen? You shouldn't be seeing the doc on the screen. Anyway, so this could happen, in which case we will lose the trade. If we do, yeah, it's fine. 1%, we move on. That's why you should risk manage. So, for instance, if you look at this here, the maximum I can lose is $269. Okay, Telecom chat, $269. If you look at this, my account size is 25,000. So that's roughly 1%. And that's the beauty of risk management, is that No matter how bad of a trader you are, if you are only losing 1% of your account at any point in time and you have a good mentor, you'll be fine. It's when you start blowing 5%, 10% of your account on one trade. Also, let me add this. Let me take this off here. Like I've said to you guys before, that 1%. Okay, now I know some of you haven't gone through some of the videos on YouTube. So for those of you who haven't gone through the free videos on YouTube, let me remind you of some things quickly while I'm waiting for Joshua to come on. For your first 3 to 6 months, I do not want to see you near a live account. If I catch you trading live before 3 months, good to see you, Timmy. If I catch you trading live before 3 months, I will literally smack you verbally. And if you keep doing it, we will expel you. Yes. And this is why. This is why we will expel you if we catch you trading live before 3 months. Now, bear in mind, okay, as you guys come in, please just sign in so I know who's here. Just sign in so I know who's here. Just like Tim, you can put up your hand in the comment section, just type in your name. This is why I will expel you if I catch you trading live before 3 months are over. Number one, when you start trading live, remember this. If you use the broker we've recommended to you, we will get a tiny commission at the academy, like 0.01% of your trade size, of whatever the broker makes of your trade. So it is selfishly in our interest for you to start trading live. However, we know that if you don't have the requisite experience, it will go bad. You will get scared. You will get anxious. You will come out of trades that you should stay in. You will hold on to trades that you should leave. And the end result will be that you get frustrated. It will affect, to a degree, your sense of mental health. And you will just come to the conclusion that trading is not for you. And then some of you may think, oh, well, yeah, Israel Key's wealth, messed me up. We don't want that, right? We have a reputation to protect. We want to be in business for 40, 50, 60 years. I want my children to take it over, and, whoever are our partners at the time, we want our children to take it over when we die. And so we're looking at the long game. By the time you're risking your real money, we want you to be confident in what you're doing, to have made all your mistakes on your demo account, right? To where you don't go through the seesaw of emotions that most new traders deal with. So that's one. The second reason is this. We don't want you to start trading because you're greedy. Most of the people that I know teach people how to trade. Not all, but most of them. If you look at their videos, you look at their promotional material, it's all driven by greed. There's cars, houses. For some people, there's scantily clad women, guys with 6-packs. They're trying to tell you that, okay, come in and you're going to get rich quick. And then you're just going to become this superstar, balling, splashing the cash, acting, treating people like trash. This is not the academy to teach you that. It's no secret. Not everybody in the academy is a Christian, but I am a Christian. I'm not just a Christian, I'm a minister. I'm proud about that. I'm not trying to hide it. I am not teaching anybody how to be greedy and live a crazy life. And anything you start for the wrong reason will usually end badly. It's just the way life goes. It's the law of attraction. If you come in trading live immediately because you want to pay your rent or you want to, get money for something, you're going to make bad decisions. I guarantee you. I absolutely guarantee you, you will make bad decisions because money is a horrible master. It's a good servant. It's a horrible master. Even if you're not Christian, the Bible says that the love of money is the root of all evil. Not money itself, but the love of it, in essence, If you make all your decisions based on money, I'm going to take this straight off the screen because it's distracting me. It is the root of all evil. And so we want you to get into trading based on, what's the word I'm looking for now? Positive desires. Work through your issues. And then when you start putting real money on the line, you have figured out your why. You have figured out your skill level and your practices, and then you're far more likely to have success. Let me know in the comment section if you agree. Now, having said that, I want you to start to save money towards your live account. So even though you're not going to be allowed to trade it for the next 3 to 6 months, I want you to open it and start putting money in it. Don't trade it, but start putting money in it. And let me give you an example of how this works. So I'm going to show you one of my accounts here. Let's see if I can find it. I'm going to show you one of my accounts here to show you the power of starting small and growing big. All right, there we go. So can you see this account here? Its balance is $359. When I started the year, I started it with $100. This is an example of what you can do with small money. It started the year at $100. It's now $359. When you start trading live, I will still hold you back from trading huge sums of money. And I'm about to show you why. So let's get up a PowerPoint slide as we go along. Let me give you some things you should understand or start thinking about or start working through when you start your journey. So we're going to do this all live. I haven't prepared the slides in advance. Like I said, I'm waiting for Joshua to come on. But this is a great opportunity for the sensei to spend some quality time with y'all. Right, so insert. Actually, you know what? This is boring. This is boring. Let's close that down. Let's start again. Let's put some spice in this thing, y'all. Let's see. Let's pick a nice template so that you don't fall asleep on me. Search our templates. Let's see. Do they have anything with trading in it? No, they don't. They have anything with Forex in it? No, they don't. They're boring. Do they have anything with stocks in it? Nope. Shares. This is a very boring PowerPoint template list. Okay, fine. We'll just pick something. So let's pick this one. I kind of like this one. Let's pick this one. So we're gonna edit it as we go along. Right? Okay. So beginners closed forum. Get that. Foundational tips. Cool. Excellent. I just need to get rid of this picture that has a doctor, but I'll do that later on. I'll do that later on. So motivation. Figure out your why. Why am I trading? I want you guys to ask yourself that question right now. And I want you to put some answers in the comment section. Why are you trading? Go on, give me some answers, everybody. Why do you want to trade? Is it because it's cool? Everybody else is doing it and you want to do it too? Is it because you're bored? Is it because you have ADD and you just can't sit still and you want to keep yourself busy? Is it because you have a hole in your life you're trying to plug, a sense of inadequacy? And trading is like the drug that you can use to make yourself feel better about yourself. Okay, somebody says, I need some new skills to bring me an income. I want to be able to control my money and stop it from controlling my life, make my money work for me, understand money better. These are all great reasons. But ask yourself that question and write it down somewhere you can remind yourself about it. All right? Write it down somewhere you can remind yourself about it, because you will forget. There will be a time when you get stressed out, you're busy, maybe you lost a couple of trades, things aren't going that well. You just want to quit. You go back and you watch that reason and say, this is why I'm doing this. Now, in my opinion, the best motivations for doing something are usually something that is bigger than yourself. In essence, it's not just about money, because there's many ways you can make money. But secondly, money in itself, in my opinion, is never a good enough reason. Think about a family member you want to provide for. Think about a difference you want to make in the world. Think about orphanages you want to support, wells you want to build. Think about leaving an inheritance for your children. Think about that husband or wife that has, well, yeah, we live in 21st century. I was going to say it should be a husband thinking about a wife, but vice versa, who has been so amazing to you and sacrificed so much for you that you want to give back. Or for me personally, right? For me personally, I came in for the money. I'll be honest. This was 13 years ago. I'd quit my job and I was broke and I needed some money because I was a full-time minister. And that was my reason. And God told me no, but I didn't listen. And then I lost about 20 grand in pounds, not dollars. As at 2007. So that was like almost $40,000, like 30 something $1,000. I ran away for a few years because I was broken. I was heartbroken. I was, what's the word now? I was scarred, traumatized. And then when God brought me back years later, it was for a different reason. But one of the things that I figured out about trading is it will change your life. And I mean that. Trading will change your life. For good or for bad. Let me warn you. Other than the Bible, nothing else has had a bigger effect on my character than being a trader. For these reasons. One, it will show you yourself. Trading will show you who you are. When you start trading, even on a demo, you will figure out a lot about why your life is the way it is. For instance, I just told you that I personally have a couple of rules. Yesterday when I was doing the webinar, because I wanted to show you an example of getting into a trade early, I broke two of them for this trade I'm in right now. The first is, because I was taking the trade before the day started, I didn't have an intraday liquidity level to run. Secondly, if you look at my daily chart, I don't have a bullish engulfing in the direction I'm currently trading. So those are two rules I've broken. Now I broke it because one, it's 1%. This is my micro account. If I lose this trade, I'm going to lose 1% of the account. Fine. Secondly, it looked good, but I woke up this morning and in horror, I was already in the trade and I saw this, like I just shown you for those of you who are not here. I saw that if I put my Fibonacci, I'm going to put it the opposite way just for today. But still, the principle of down is cheap, up is expensive. You can see this liquidity profile here. This one down here that comes into this level. If I flip the Fibonacci the other way, that will be the 21.4 level. So let's put it there. In essence, if I had waited till this morning to take this trade, I would not be in this trade right now. Now, it could still win. It still is a valid trade. It looks decent. But if I waited till this morning, I would not be in this trade right now. That's just the truth. And now that it's come back to zero, I'm actually tempted to just close it, but I won't. I'll leave it to run. Now, if you know me, my mother is on this call, on this forum. My EA, my executive assistant, is on this forum. So my mom is here, Natalia is here. They will both tell you, I am not the most disciplined guy when it comes to following rules. Right? It's just not who I am. Trading has made me a whole lot more disciplined than I used to be. But it still shows up in my trading that I will make my own rules. And in the flight of a moment, and I've been trading 13 years now, I just change them on the fly. And I'm like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Now, the one rule I never break anymore on my live account is 1%. Don't break that one anymore. Because when you lose money, it teaches you a lesson. But 1 second. Yeah. So it'll show you things about yourself. Secondly, it will teach you human psychology. Because really, when you are trading, all you are doing is trying to guess intelligently how other human beings are going to respond to something. That's what trading is. You think of this as a chart. I see it as a mass of human beings making decisions. And their decisions show up on the chart. For instance, if price does do what I'm scared it may do and come and take out this level here and go in there, that's human psychology. Why? Because I then know, like I've taught some of you already, that it means there's a whole bunch of people. Okay, I think Joshua's coming in. Natalie, could you reach out to Wumi and let her know that tell her how to get into the webinar? She just joined the group, but tell her how to get into the webinar, please. This is human behavior here. I mean, somebody put an order there. Somebody put their stop loss there. If it comes there, it triggers it. Or somebody put a breakout trade short order there, so it triggers it. So you see candles, I see human behavior. And it helps me with the rest of my life. Because the same psychoanalysis principles that apply to being a good trader apply to the rest of your life. The third thing trading will do is it will, if you're going to, this is if you're going to be a good trader. If you want to lose, fine. If you don't mind losing, that's good. It'll force you to develop a routine / schedule. Because you will find out that if you don't, for instance, I woke up this morning and because I was already in the Swissy trade, that was fine. But the other two trades that I'll give an example. Let me show you guys this from yesterday. Right. So this is one trade we looked at yesterday. That's the one I'm in right now, the Swissy. This was, let's see if I can find the other two trades we analyzed. Because I will show you that we analyzed on the 3 pairs that we currently track. We analyzed every single trade that happened this morning. And okay, there we go. Can you guys remember this from yesterday? Type if you can see. Remember this from yesterday? Remember we drew this before this morning, right, guys? Come on, holla at me. We did, didn't we? That we knew price was going to do one of two things. If by 10 a.m., if it hadn't pushed down beneath this zone, but it had reacted above the zone at 10 a.m., then we knew it was going up. So when we wake up, we start tracking from 6 a.m. I was soundly asleep. 6 a.m. would be 8 a.m. on this server. So that's there. So this is the point in which we start to track, right? There, if I had been awake, take the Fibonacci away, I could very simply have put in an order there. If I put my order in there, where you put your stop loss, well, I either put the stop loss beneath this low or to be on the safe side down there. Well, 1, 2, 3. But if I'd been aggressive and I put the stop loss there, 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5. So I missed out on 5% on this account, right? Simply because I was not awake and in front of my chart between 6 and 10. And if you miss this entry here at 6, well, it gives you another one. So that's 10:15. That's 8:15. Now, if you cannot wake up at 8:15 at all, you don't deserve to make money. I don't mean one day. I mean, if consistently across your life, you can't find 2 days a week where you're up at 8 a.m. in the morning, then, so it's not, okay, I've got Joshua in. Just give me a second. Let me test my connection with Joshua. Joshua, can you hear me? Joshua, can you hear me? One quick second. Okay, while I'm still waiting for him. And so it will teach you, if you will be successful at it, that is, how to develop or force you to develop a routine and a schedule. And like I said, these are things that are useful in other areas of your life. For, if you're going to be successful, it will force or it will demand from you humility and teachability. Okay, let's see. Joshua, can you hear me now? 1 second. Let me WhatsApp him. So it'll demand from you teachability and humility in 2 ways. First of all, to get good at it, you're going to have to be teachable. Natalia, please, can you reach out to Joshua? Okay, no, he can't hear me. Right. Guys, give me a quick second. Let me try and figure this out with Joshua. Click on... Right, so you're going to have to learn from someone, right? For starters, you are not going to be an expert. And if you're a know-it-all, if you don't like other people teaching you, if you can't handle not being the best at something, it'll find you out. Gerald, you're right. Trading is a discipleship system. In fact, you don't know how true that is. It absolutely is a discipleship system. I could not put it any better than that if I tried, right? So, but the other thing it will do for you is it will force you to confront the fear of failure. You will fail if you trade. I don't mean you will fail long term. I mean you will have losses, right? You will not be perfect at everything that you do. You will make mistakes, right? 1 second, let me move this up first. You will make mistakes. You will get things wrong. You will lose money. It will happen. If you think that because you have a great teacher like me, see what I did there? It will remove your learning curve. You are sadly mistaken. And so you are going to have to confront that fear that many of you have carried across your entire life that says, I am scared of making a mistake. I'm not going to try something. That ain't going to fly with trading. And that's good. Because if you don't try, you'll never know. In the words of the Little Mermaid, right? If you don't give something a try, you'll never succeed. And so trading will teach you how to take a quick 1% loss and keep it moving. Right? Just take a quick 1%, keep moving onto the next one, onto the next one, onto the next one. Don't sit around crying. Don't spill your tea. Just keep it moving. It's a very necessary principle to learn. 2 more ways trading will change your life, and then I think I'm just gonna have to come to terms with the fact that Joshua might not be able to make this webinar because of some technical issues. So I'll just finish the webinar myself. It'll force you to confront the fear of failure. It will teach you the power of community. Right now, this is a community. So, Natalia, just tell him, let me get in touch with Joshua and just tell him to just join the webinar by YouTube, just so he can watch it, and then I will huddle with him afterwards. So just tell him to just join it by YouTube. Teach the power of community, because the most successful traders are the ones who are in community with other traders. Trading will have a huge effect on your mind. If you are doing it on your ones, if you are one of those people who wants to do it all on your own, you're not going to enjoy it. But being in a community with other traders, I was going to say other believers, other traders will help you balance those emotions, will give you access to what other people are thinking and doing, best practices. It'll make it fun. You can learn together, you can journey together. And that, in my opinion, is the most important part of your access to IKW. It's not just the information that you can get. It's the access to both mentorship and a community of traders that you can journey with. So it'll teach you the power community. I got one more for you. And then finally, it will teach you the value of 2 things. Money and time. First of all, money, obvious. You will see, for instance, I told you, okay, that trade is starting to turn around like I was worried it would. But anyway, we'll leave it in. If it loses, it loses 1%. It's not going to kill me. So like I was saying, if you did not, is this the account? Yeah, this one. Let me see. No, not that one. That's the big one. Let me show you this one. The one we were looking at earlier. Right, so this account here started the year at $100. Now it's at about 360, and I think I put about 100 in. So it's more than doubled. Minus the, yeah, I probably should close this trade. No, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. It's just that it's also on my bigger account. That's the one I'm worried about, not the micro. Losing $3.50 isn't gonna change my life, but losing, let's see, losing $350 or $250 on the other, $250 on the other one, might, nah. Just leave it. It's 1%. Make it back. So teach you value of money and time, because all that money you've been wasting all year long, all the kebabs you've been buying, the shoes you've been buying, all the things you've been buying, I've just shown you how you can turn $100 into $260 something in 6 months. We've been showing you how in one day you can do 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14% a day. I want you to think about all the money you waste. Now, trading is one form of investment. You can invest in property, houses. You can, good to see you, Wumi. Property, houses. You can invest in stocks and shares. You could just save your money. But trading shows you that money I'm wasting, this is what it can do. That should give you better money management skills. But it also shows you the value of time. Because when we trade, we're trading money versus time. In essence, the amount of time I spend in front of my charts, if I'm wasting that time watching television, watching YouTube, Flixes, and all that kind of stuff, I could spend an hour in front of my chart and I could make money. Also, it shows you over the course of time, when I put the money in the trade and walk away, how time can take that money and make something valuable with it. That in itself is a very important lesson. And that's where I'm going to stop with this list. There's other things trading can do, but I'm going to stop with this list here. Now, some of you have already been through this before by watching the YouTube videos. If you have, I apologize. I'll just run through this real quick. But we've got a brand new batch of students who don't know much about this. So, let's talk about trading psychology. How do you spell psychology again? I haven't been in school for a long time. I hope that's it. So, trading psychology. There are 4 main emotions. Write down the word emotions, because trading is an extremely emotional thing. It is easy in terms of effort. You click a button. It is hard. For instance, I'm watching this chart now, and I'm looking at the potential of losing $300 on this trade. And even though it's 1% of that account, you can probably hear it in my voice. I'm getting a bit annoyed, especially since when it came up here and I said I knew it could potentially drop. Remember I said that it's potentially hunting this level here. So when it came back to 0, I wanted to close that trade. But I didn't, because I thought I was just going to let it run because it was going up. Now it's going down. I've been trading 13 years and I'm still looking at it like, it's 1%, but I probably should have closed it when I had the chance. But now I don't have the chance anymore. Now the question is, do I just close it here, right, and lose $131 and walk away? I'm like, yeah, but I should have closed it when it was 0. And then if it does come all the way down there, I'll be like, wow, it's now 3. Let's see, that would be 260. Oh, I should have closed it when I could have closed. So you can see how for an untrained trader, that could be emotionally draining. Very emotionally draining if you don't know how to manage your emotions, which is why I said, for starters, I don't want you trading a live account for at least 3 months, and for most of you, 6 months. If I catch you trading a live account for 3 months, I will smack you verbally. If you do it several times, I will expel you. Go fail somewhere else. Go mess up your emotions somewhere else. Go twist yourself into a pretzel somewhere else. I don't want your emotional blood on my hands. And so the demo account phase is to teach you how to manage these 4 emotions. I'm going to run through them real quick. Emotion number 1. One second. Let's start from this one. Greed. Greed is the number 1 emotion that many of you will face. Why? Because someone taught you or told you, start trading, they said. You pay your rent overnight, they said. So you come in and you look at a chart and you don't do correct analysis. You just see, okay, it's going up. Good. I'm in. Boom. That's greed. Or the chart's going up. Oh, it's going more and more. So you should get out here. But no. I'll give you an example. If this trade does win, when it gets here, on this account, I'll be up $1,342. Right? For the record, I told you guys yesterday, the reason I only show you my demos when we trade is I'm legally, if I show you my live accounts when we trade and I'm seen as an investment advisor by the law, it means you could sue me if I tell you to do something that loses you money. And most trading technicians or trading trainers don't want to do that. And so we will show you demo accounts. Although every single demo that you see on my screen, I have a live account for it that matches it almost exactly. I don't have a micro demo because there's no point. My micro account is my micro demo. I don't mind losing $3 on it. So, but I have a smaller account for about 9 grand. It's about up to 9 grand now. I started from about 6. And then I have a larger one that's at about 20 something. Now that's not mine. That's someone else's account that I'm handling for now. And so you see those 2 accounts reflected. So this demo account you see here is reflected in the live account, but I can't show you that one. And so if it came up here and I thought, I've already made $1,300. I want to make more. I want to make more. I want to buy my wife a Gucci bag. You want to keep going and going, and at some point price reverses on you and you stay in a trade you should have been out of because of greed. Or in the first place, you get into a trade you should never have been in because of greed. Now, let me say this here. Some rules of thumb before we come back to this. It is far better to be outside a trade wishing you were in than inside a trade wishing you were out. From the start, this should be a mantra you never forget. Better to think, man, I wish I took that trade, than to think, man, I wish I didn't take that trade. Why? Because as a professional trader, and this is what all of you are going to be by the time we're done with you, you're going to be professional traders. It doesn't mean you do it for a living alone. It doesn't mean you're a full-time trader. It just means you are a professional at what you do. As a professional trader, your number 1 priority is preserving your equity. This is the things the other trading places who are showing you naked women and cars and houses will not tell you. Your number 1 priority is preserving your equity. Your first job is not to lose money. Let me repeat. Your first job is don't lose money. It's not to win. It's not to lose. So the first thing you need to learn is, what trade should I not be going anywhere near? I repeat, what trade should I be staying well away from? And to deal with that emotion, or what trade should I be closing immediately for a profit or loss? For instance, this is what I used to do when I first started trading. You see this here? If I lose this trade, and it's starting to look like I will, but we'll see, I'll lose $269. Yeah, it's 1% of my account. I can handle that. Now, let me just show you something. I'm going to put this right back. You see that? That's $269. If I moved this all the way down here, can you see that I'm now going to lose 1,193? If you look at the left side of the screen, when I move this, the figures change. If you see that, that shows me how much I'll lose. If I bring it down here to where I think price may come to if it breaks through that zone, I'm going to lose about 1,007. I have just turned a 1% loss into a 4% loss. Because I'm greedy. Why? Because I don't want to lose this trade. So because I don't want to lose, so I'll put that there for now. Because I don't want to lose this trade, I run the risk of losing 4 trades in one. Greed would do that to you. Because I'm so sure I'm getting there. No, honey. Leave your stop loss where it should be. That back. 269. Take your L like a man or woman and move on. In essence, close the trade immediately. Tell yourself, I'm not going to risk losing 1,000. I'm just going to cut it short at 269. You will miss out on some trades that could have gone your way, but you will save money in the long run because your number one priority is to preserve your equity, right? So you need to deal with greed. And you will all deal with greed when you start trading. You will be so sure that trade is going to win, jump in and lose. That's why you're on a demo. And if you're like me, even losses on demos are painful. But at least you haven't lost your children's school fees. The second emotion you need to manage is fear. Now, this is a horrible cycle. It's called the fear-greed cycle. Stay away from the fear-greed cycle. Because if you were greedy and took a trade you shouldn't have taken, and you took a bad loss, the next time you see a potentially good trade, you will run away from it. Because the memory of that stupid loss you took, and this still happens to me 13 years in. That's why I try not to break my rules anymore, because when I break a rule and I lose the trade, the next time I see a trade with the rules being met, I have to fight myself to say, take this trade, because your brain is designed not to like pain. We're going to come to that in a second. And so you will then move to fear. And this is an example of fear. Fear will tell me, let's assume this trade did meet all my rules. Fear will tell me, stay out of this. Just close this trade now. It's come back near the top. Just close it now because you don't want to lose 1%. But if this was a correctly analyzed trade, it's missing 2 rules, I know. But if this was a correctly analyzed trade, yeah, I could lose $267, but I could win 1,300. And if I've done my calculations and this is correct, then why run away? Again, like I said, if you bat 50%, if you are, let's do the math on this now, like I showed you yesterday. Let's do the math on this. If you win, if you take 10 trades, you win 5, you lose 5, right? So 5 times 1,350 is 6,750. Right? Let's put that on the screen. Let me adjust this one from yesterday. So 6,750 is 5 wins. And then 5 losses, that's 267. That's 1335. 1335. That's 5 losses. You are going to make in total, overall, $5,154.15. If you take this trade 10 times out of 10 times and you win 5 and lose 5, I'm going to be up $5,000. Now, if you're gambling, stay away. I mean, if you don't know what you're doing or you're just being greedy, taking a trade that has no business. But if this trade is correctly analyzed, right? Why would the fear of losing $267 keep me from potentially making 1350 if it meets all criteria? One of the reasons is I've been greedy in the past and I've made bad mistakes. The second reason is I have a fear problem that I don't know about. And many of you will find this out, that you have a fear problem. And that's good. Because if you have a fear problem in trading, you probably have a fear problem the rest of your life. And so this is one of the ways that trading will help you fix issues with the rest of your life. But you're going to have to balance, and you will feel greed, you will feel fear. You are not going to ever stop feeling those two emotions. The question is, can you handle them in a healthy way? Can you balance them in your mind to the point where you're not acting crazy? Where you're not in, out, because that's how some of you treat your personal life, right? Talk to me, somebody. You're in and out of relationships, in and out of jobs, in and out of friendships, in and out of contracts, in and out of everything, because you get in with greed, you get out with fear. Oh, he's a fine guy. I don't like the fact that he puts a toilet seat up. Oh, she's an amazing girl. Oh, well, yeah, her socks smell. You just in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Fear, greed. You got to learn to balance them. Now, underlining fear and greed are two extra emotions. Each of them applies to greed and fear equally. The first is pain. Because sometimes greed is driven by the desire not to feel pain. I've been broke. I don't want to be broke no more. So I am going to do something that hopefully will solve my money problem because I'm tired of the pain of brokenness. On the other hand, fear is driven by pain. Something hurt me before. When I think about that pain and again, it makes me afraid. Every time, for instance, and there's a reason why I've been showing you my chart, because I want you to live vicariously through my emotions. There has been a fear or a pain. Okay, let me show you what the second one is before we go there. The second one is pleasure. And again, pleasure drives greed. You want you'll be greedy because you want pleasure. Or pleasure also drives fear because you're afraid when you think your pleasure is going to be taken away from you. So, while we've been doing this webinar for the last hour, we've seen this trade vibrate. Every time it's going up, I'm feeling pleasure. Every time it's coming down, I'm feeling pain. Oh, I like that. That's going good. Oh, it's coming against me. And as you are in a market, because very few trades, just for instance, if you took a trade here, let me give you an example. You took a trade here. What's going on? Okay, if you took a trade here, you put your stop loss here. It starts off pleasure. It comes back down, pain. It goes up again, pleasure. It comes back down again, pain. It goes up again, pleasure. It starts going up, pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. It comes back down here. pain. It goes up again. Pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. Comes back. Pain, pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain, pleasure, pleasure, pain. And it's in the consolidation areas where your metal is really tested. Pleasure, pain, 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 pleasure. You know, you see the point? If you don't know how to manage pleasure and pain, you are going to be a wreck. And that's why demos are good, because the pleasure and the pain are less when it's not real money. But again, you want pleasure and pain, the balance to be managed in the rest of your life. And that is why at least once a week, we are going to give you a psychology class. And as you go further, we're going to get in psychology experts, expert coaches. I'm an expert coach, but I'm your trading instructor, so you're going to get me for free. But we're going to bring in external coaches to work with you on psychology. Because, notice here now, this trade now looks like it's going my way, right? You remember I was very close to closing it 20 minutes ago. Can you imagine what I would have felt now if I'd closed it 20 minutes ago and it was doing this now? Now, I was talking you through my brain. I was thinking the exact same way you're thinking, but years of experience and discipline to only be... Now, if I was going to lose $1,000 on this trade, I would have closed it time ago. But it's within my pain threshold, right? It's within my pain threshold. Bear that word in mind. Pain threshold. Okay. Now, we're going to talk about risk and money management. This is all part of psychology. If we agree from here, let's see. One second, where is that? That our number one priority is preserving our equity, then our approach to risk and money management. Let me type that out. If you agree that as a professional trader, your number one priority is preserving your equity, then your approach to risk and money management should be driven by your pain threshold. Let me explain what I mean. Guys, just hold on a quick second, please. Just hold on a very quick second for me. Quick second. Sorry, guys. I have got some people painting. One second. Is this on? Yeah, I've got some people painting the outside wall in my house. And it just started raining heavily. So I just wanted to check on them to make sure that their pain threshold has not been reached. To see if I could be of any assistance to them. So your approach to risk money management should be driven by your pain threshold. Let me show you what I mean. Now, for instance, looking at this trade, for example, the only safe way to take this trade was to put my stop loss at least there. Maybe all the way down here, but again, from experience, if it breaks that far through the body of that candle, it's probably not going to win anyway. 1 second, let me see what's this doing on my micro. Let's see what's it doing on the micro. Okay, yeah, $25 or 25 cents. Clap for me. So the only safe way to take it is to put that there. In essence, correct trading principles tell me that this trade is officially bad when price crosses that level there. Right? In essence, I could be right about this trade, but if I put my stop loss here, for instance, I'll get in trouble because that's not good trade management. This entire zone, for the new students, we'll teach you all this, relax, why this is called the order block, for those of you who are here for the first time today. I need to give price the entire order block to move to tell me I was wrong. So I could have picked my trading idea correctly, and then because I put my stop loss wrong, I would have been stopped out the trade. Then it'll start going, and I'm like, oh man, I knew it. So my stop loss has to be there. For this trade to be correct, my stop loss has to be there. Right? That's 1% of this account. In fact, this is less than 1% of this account. This is, yeah, less than 1% because on a micro account, you're a bit restricted. I can only go up in 0.01, 0.02. If I'd gone up to 0.03, then that would have been more than 1%. So I had to settle for less than 1% risk. And this, we're not out the woods yet. This trade could still lose, right? However, that's where my loss is going to have to be, or my stop loss, meaning the stop loss is something you put in place. If this trade were to pass through this level now, it would close the trade for me. In fact, let me make something very clear. Let me shout it from the mountain. No, cancel, don't. Do not trade without a stop loss. I will find out. You know how I'll find out? Because you will come crying to me. You tell yourself, I'm not going to tell him. He'll shout at me. And I will shout at you if you trade without stop loss. But the pain will be so horrible that you will not be able to stop yourself from coming to cry to me. I guarantee you. Because trading without a stop loss means if I remove this altogether, it means that this trade could come down here. Actually, let me show you this on the macro. Let me show you this on the macro. Right, so if I deleted this stop loss and the price came, say, down here, that would lose me 1,300. Okay. It could get worse though. It could come down here. See, not too long ago, it came down here. That would lose me $5,400. It could come down here. This is a weekly chart. Look here. That would lose me $26,000. And that would close my account overnight. Can you see that there? If you think that could never happen, let me quickly put this back where it should be. Because I'm getting antsy with my stop loss that far away. If you think that could never happen, let me show you this. You see this big candle here on the weekly chart? That was in November 2014. I was a trader at that time. It is a weekly candle here, but this happened in one day, folks. This big spike you see there happened in one day. I repeat, it happened in one day. Let me see if I can find it on a daily chart and show you. There it is. Can you see this here? This is one day. That was 20,000 pips in one day. People committed suicide. Traders jumped out of windows. And it happened, the vast majority of this move happened in about 3 or 4 hours. Because of one announcement from the Central Bank of Switzerland that they had decoupled, you guys wouldn't understand that, but they decoupled the relationship between the Swiss dollar, between the Swiss franc and the euro. And bam, one day, people lost their lives and their livelihoods. I know there are people on our trading platform who are experienced traders who I've told this to. One of them, I told it to them while they were with me. Their spouse was ill. They had a trade they were watching. Said, oh, I don't need a stop loss. I'm watching the trade. They went to cook food for their spouse. Yep, Monica, you're right. If you were greedy, meaning if you had not applied good risk management, that's your life savings gone. And this was some of the ways that I lost my 20 grand. Being greedy and moving my stop in my case. He went to make food for his wife. In 30 minutes, came back and his account was empty. Because something happened. Boom. It happened in like 20 minutes. Never trade without a stop loss. I beg you. In the name of all that is good, please never, ever trade without a stop loss. And even if you get your trade wrong, never trade. Never have. Anyway, we'll come to that in a second. So never, just don't do it. Don't even, I'm screaming, I'm shouting, I'm begging, I'm crying, I'm on the floor. I'll do anything. I'll buy you a soda, whatever you want me to do to convince you. Please do not trade without a stop loss. There will be one day it goes bad. It may not clean out your entire account. It may clean out 10% of your account, 5% of your account. It will scar you. It will traumatize you. And then you will start trying to make it up overnight. I once ran a fund where I had a trader. My partner and I had a trader who was very responsible. And I've been warning about this dude for a while. We've been talking to him. Stop doing this. He lost $20,000 in one day. $20,000 in one day on two trades on the same pair. And we were trading other people's money. My partner and I almost had a nervous breakdown. Because one individual would not listen because he was greedy. Gerald, do you remember, right? Okay, so I told you about one individual would not listen because he was greedy and cost hardworking people it was an account of about $80,000. So he lost 25% of the account in one day. Please. Right. Now, so if we agree, so what I mean by paying threshold is this. Using price action, meaning using the principles of trading, figure out where your stop loss should be. And then ask yourself a question. What is the maximum amount of money I can lose today without becoming depressed. I call it the lost wallet test. Use the lost wallet test. This is my lost wallet test. If you lost your wallet on a bus, and I'm going to end with this for today. If you lost your wallet on a bus, what's the maximum amount of money that would be in? Forget the wallet itself. If the wallet was expensive, sorry. But let's assume the bus station or the bus company finds your wallet. So you get your wallet back. You get all your credit cards and all your stuff back. But the money that was in it is missing. So the person takes the money because you can't trace money, but you can trace the cards, you can trace your ID and whatever. So they leave your ID and your cards. They just take the money. What's the maximum amount of money that could be in that wallet that would make you a little bit irritated? So you do want it to grate you just a little bit. Otherwise, if your losses don't grate you, then you just lose stupidly because you don't care. So for instance, $267 is grating me slightly if I were to lose it on this trade. However, this account has several people's money in it. If I divide 267 by 10 people, each of them is going to lose $2.67. I'm sure they can handle that. I'm sure they're not going to, well, actually no, divided by 10 is $26. So I'm sure they can manage that. They're not going to jump out of a window because they lost $26. I wouldn't anyway. But anything more than that? So for me personally, the maximum amount of money that could be in that wallet without me starting to feel very, very angry or annoyed is 30 pounds. That's just me as it is right now. I can lose 30 pounds. I'm like, oh man, and just move on with my life. Now, you should argue it should be more for me because God has blessed me, but, you know, I just like not losing money. I don't know about you. I don't like losing money. Anything over 30 pounds gets on my nerve. I mean, I will look for a cable in my office or for my studio that I can't find that costs 10 pounds. And I'll spend 3 days looking for it when I could just order another one. I just don't like losing money. So for me personally, 30 pounds should be my maximum loss. That's my pain threshold. Anything over 30 pounds, I will start to make emotional decisions. And you should argue it should be far more for me. It's just who I am. You know, just accept me the way I am. Probably should be about 100, but that's just who I am. Anything over 30 pounds, so that's roughly about 40 something. Let's call it $50 max, right? Anything over $50, I will start making emotional decisions with that money. So I'll say, let me just close it here and lose only $25 instead of $50, and then end up losing a chance to make $200. Or once it starts to make money, once it gets to $50, that's 1-to-1. Let me just close this trade here and walk away with my $50 because $50 means something to me. And so that's my pain threshold. I will not take a trade on my personal account with my money alone that loses me personally. And this is the trick. I will not trade someone's account if I am not trading mine simultaneously or if I don't have money in that account. Some of you are going to become great traders. I'm going to offer you a chance to be traders for Israel Keys Wealth. In essence, you come and work for us for trading money. We're not going to let you trade unless you put your own money in the account. If we give you a $1,000 account, we want you to put $100 of your own money in there. Why? We want you to feel what it feels like when you're making decisions with other people's money. I do not want you trading somebody else's money if you have no compassion for them. That guy who lost $20,000 didn't have compassion. His money wasn't there. If he had like $1,000 there, I'm sure he wouldn't have lost the money that way. So if my money is there, I am putting my money to the maximum of my pain threshold, $50. Now, the key is it then answers the question some of you have asked me. The lost wallet limit, or let's call it the figure. Lost wallet figure should be 1% of your account. 1 second, sorry. Let me put this alarm off. It's telling me it's time to end the webinar. So, that lost wallet figure should be 1% of your account. You feel me? 1% of your account. So when you finally start trading live fully, but even when you start trading your demo, ask yourself, what's the maximum amount of money I can lose that will irritate me, but will not shut me down emotionally? Multiply that by 100 and put in your demo account. When you start your demo account, and then maximum risk on every trade should be 1% of that figure. 1% of that figure, right? Therefore, every time you have money in the market, you are making a decision based on your maximum pain threshold. You will still feel pain, but it will be manageable pain. You can tell yourself, at worst, I will lose an amount of money I can live with. And then your pleasure is determined by that. So for instance, if I know I can only lose $267 here, I'm going for a second. Okay, I'm not sure where my pre-order tool is. I'm going for, so that's 13 pips. That's 60 pips. That's over 5 to 1. I'm going to let my pain threshold determine how much pleasure I get. Now, where am I ending up? I have to analyze that trade, because again, correct analysis tells us this trade should take out this high here. For the new students, you will teach you all that. For those of you who've been around for a week, you know why. And run into an order block there. This one here. So again, I'm not just picking my my target willy-nilly. I'm picking it based on trading principles of analysis. Let me show you on this chart there. I think we did this yesterday. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. So we did this yesterday. See this, right? One second. Look at me telling people not to trade with a stop loss, without a stop loss. Well, this is a demo account. I forgot to put it. Lord Jesus. It's a demo, thank God, but I actually forgot to put the stop loss in this one. I didn't put this trade in yesterday. I entered the trading just before we started to match my live account, and I was so rushing to get on the webinar with you, I forgot to put the stop loss in. But you can see we did the analysis yesterday anyway. So we're going from there to there, and so we're going to come out just before. We expect the trade to dip in here. It's dipped in like we were correct, and we expected it to go all the way up to there, and we were right. Now, as a rule, I'm going to end with this. As a rule, aim for at least 4-1 on your risk reward ratio. This is what we mean by risk reward ratio. If I'm losing how many pips here? 13 pips. I'm making how many pips here? 64. Let me show you with my pre-order tool. So if I enter that trade there, that's the blue line. That's why I enter the trade. I'm going to put it just above that so I can move it. I'm going to put this just above there so it's the same distance. Right? I will make, so this is 1-1, meaning 13 pips this way, 13 pips this way. So for risking 13 pips, I'm making 30 pips. That's 1-1. In essence, if you bat 50%, if out of every 10 trades you win 5, lose 5, you end up with 0 profit because for every win, you take a loss. You don't want that. 2-1 means you make twice as much in your wins as in your losses. It's not bad, but it's not great. 3-1 is a lot better. But I encourage you to analyze your trades to give you at least 4-1. In essence, I don't want to take a trade in which I cannot get at least 4-1 risk to reward ratio. And if I get into the trade and I realize there's something wrong with it or it's a slow day, the minimum I will take is 3-1. Now, of course, I showed you yesterday how I closed at 2-1 on a couple of trades because I was going into a broadcast center. So that was, I was already in the trade. I remember I said to you, your first priority is to preserve your liquidity. And so I was going to be away from my chart for a long time. I did not want to lose money. And so I just closed the trade before I went into the meeting. I said, I want to be able to focus on the, I closed the trade during the meeting. Monica, you weren't here last night. I confessed that while we were on, for those of you who were on the on the Kingdom Emotion broadcast yesterday, for the first 30 minutes of the broadcast, I kept staring at my chart on the wall, or my computer on the wall. And I got so fed up of being distracted, I just closed the trade. I was like, let me focus on this interview before I say something I shouldn't say. But 4-1, 3-1. But 5-1 is great. So I am usually looking for 5-1s, but my minimums are 4. And if I see something that is just funny, I'll take a 3. I will not take a 2. I will not enter a trade looking to only get 2%. I may close it at only 2%, but I am not entering it looking for only 2%. Because, like I said here, using this risk to reward ratio, I can win 1 trade for every 1 I lose and be up. Think about that. If I have 5 wins at 5-1, that's 25%. 5 losses at 1-1 is 5%. It means every 10 trades, my account will grow by 20%. Isn't that phenomenal? And that means you don't have to trade all day long. You don't have to trade to overtrade. Let me add this here real quick. Do not overtrade. It means, because when you just keep taking trades left, right, and center, it means you're not analyzing them properly. Your brain is getting tired. The more you look, the less you see, diminishing returns. It will backfire. But it means I can intelligently be selective about the number of trades I take, knowing that if my risk to reward ratio is good. In fact, at a 5-1 risk to reward ratio, I can actually lose. Think of it this way. If I take 10 trades and I win 2 at 5-1, that's 10%. 10%, right? If I lose 8 at 1-1, that's 8%. I can lose 80% of the time at 5-1 and still be profitable. And that's the kind of math you want to be working with. Let me get away from this one. Let me see what's going on the other charts. Because I might be missing an opportunity to get into another trade because I'm just staring at this one. So let's see. Is EU ready to roll? I probably should have. But I don't have a market structure break. Nah, I'm gonna stay out of this one. It doesn't meet that rule. I am tempted to take this trade, but I am not. I am going to behave myself. High to low. It's in the sweet spot, remember, between 61 and 78. It's there. It's broken the engulfing there. Let me take this trade on a demo. Let me see. Let me take it on a demo. What demo is this one here? Let me take it on. So yeah, let me take it on a demo. Why is the pre-order tool not working? Insert indicators. So this is what I do with my demos. I just mess around with them just to see, will this work? Will this work? I have one particular demo that I'm very particular with, but the rest of them I just want to see, will this work? I'll change the color parameters in a little bit. So there. Okay, so that's 1%. Yeah. Okay, so that's 0.42. Oh, that's 22 pips. Nah, that's probably going to come back and give another entry. You know what? I'm going to put this here. If it comes back there, then I'm going to take it there. Put that there. Actually, should put it. Let me see. You drop down to a 15-minute chart. Okay, so intraday, yeah, stop hunt. So it should clear out this level there. So I'm going to put that there. Right, and then this will be the trade that I would take if that happens on this demo. So new order. This is how you take a trade, by the way. Pending order. It's calculated my position size for me. See, it's done it at 1%. So this indicator does all that calculation for me. So my position size is 0.72. You know what? It's a demo. Let me just put a nice round figure. 1. It's a demo. So 1, my entry will be the blue line. So that's 1.12. 1.1290. My stop loss will be the red line. That's 1.1303. And my take profit, let's see. So 1, 2, 3. If that happens, I see it. So this is 4. So I'm gonna come out here at 4 because I think if this pans out, then I think this is at risk here. And in fact, it probably, if that gets cleaned out, it'll probably come back here. Why? Because I'm drawing a Fibonacci in my mind. If I draw Fibonacci in my mind from here, you can't see it now. This will roughly be the 61%. So I'm going to come out 11225. 1.11225. So I'm going to place that there. Actually, no, it's a sell limit, not a buy limit. All right. And there we go. So that's the trade. If that price comes back there, 1 second. Why is this trade not? Let me see. In order. Talking here. Okay. 1122011. Okay, yeah, that's why. That's wrong. 1220. Why is that not? 1 second. Where's the in order? 11220. Yeah, place. 1 second. 11220. Why will sell limit? All right, so I have 2 trades in there. So I've got to get rid of one of them. Okay, get rid of this one. All right, so let's see how that goes. That's just a punt. Okay, so closing up, let's finish up with this. So 41 risk reward ratio, don't overtrade, yeah. And then the loss figure should be 1% of your account. And that's how you start small, you grow big, you build healthy habits, right? You build healthy habits such that when you start to trade significant sums of money, they then start to add up and you start to make quote unquote money in your sleep because your losses are not emotional. Your pain threshold has not been triggered. You can make sensible decisions with what your pleasure will be. And so we'll pick this up from here. Next time we have a psychology session, but these are the 4 things that you're going to be dealing with. So before you go, let me show you something real quick. Right. Weekly schedule. So you can plan your week. Now, the beautiful thing about our academy is everything is recorded. So even if you miss the actual live webinar, now you should try and make them because it means you can actually interact live and ask questions or deal with things in the community. But if you miss it, you can watch it. Now, 1 second. Monday, 9 p.m. or 9:15 p.m. Sorry. Teaching session. So either myself or Tokwe will do a teaching session, and then at the end we'll do live charts. It's Monday 9. Tuesday, again 9:15 p.m. Again teaching, but we're gonna have a lot more live charts. 1 second. Why is this? You know what? I know I'm going to delete that. Right. So Tuesday. Actually, no. Just delete that. Copy this. Nope. Yep, so Tuesday. Again, the same. But on Tuesdays, we are also going to do weekly preview, meaning where has price started going? What are we going to do? What signals do we need to start to take and things of that nature? Wednesday. (9:15 p.m.) This is going to be for, so it's a closed forum beginners session. So strictly for new traders. So majority of you here today fit that description. This is your session. We're going to work with you on issues that you are having directly, but also helping you. Esther, no, in the UK, you don't pay taxes if you have another source of income, except trading is your only source of income. So, Wednesday, close forum. Now, Thursday, which is today. Come on. Nope. Thursday. (11 a.m.), which is what we did today. We've gone on slightly longer than we planned to. We planned to end at 12:30, but that's fine. 11 a.m. You know what? Actually, no. It's just a teaching. We'll decide which sessions we do psychology at. Teaching session plus live charts. Actually, no, what am I saying? No. Thursday is a closed forum. Sorry. That's what we're doing now. Closed forum beginners session. My computer is tripping. And Thursday evening as well. At 9:15 p.m. we're going to have teaching session plus live charts. Friday, there will be no Friday evening session. Friday's just going to be in the morning at 11 a.m. Just live charts and analysis. So no teaching, just live charts. Oh, I missed something here. Tuesday morning as well. We're going to do that. Same here. So this is what our week is going to look like. Now, like I said, you don't need to be at every single one. You just need to make sure you follow up on the ones that you miss. They will all be on YouTube. Some of them will be closed forum. Some of them, actually, I'm missing one thing. There is a closed forum advanced session. Let me look at my notes. What day is the closed forum advanced session? 1 second. Just trying to find my notes real quick. Sorry. That's what you get when you try and do something off head. Okay, sorry, my bad. No, yeah, I'm right about that. Yeah, guys, sorry, I'll update that, but for most of you that doesn't. I'll send it out immediately, Timmy. I'm missing something in my notes here. There's a closed forum advanced session as well for the experienced traders, but once I find it, I'll put it up there. But for those of you who are beginners, this is what it's going to look like for you. So Monday 9:15, Tuesday 11 a.m. Now your beginners are welcome to the advanced sessions. Advanced are welcome to the beginner sessions. It just means that if you're a beginner in an advanced session, understand that some things will not make sense and don't feel bad. You can look forward to getting to know it, and if there's something you think you can pick up real quick, you can ask one of the tutors a question offline and we'll put you through it. So the whole point is we're going to be buzzing all week long. You don't have to make every single one of them, but try and catch up on the recordings. Now this is in addition, right? And I'm going to end with this. So we have 3 parts of the course, or the program, sorry. We have the market breakers course, which is actually a step-by-step training system. You get slides, PowerPoints, break things down, short videos. I'm going to give some of you the links, or give you guys the links to the program model, sorry. The links to the recordings that have already been made online on YouTube as private videos. Then you have what we're doing right now is called the VIP Mentorship. So this is not actually the systematic teaching. This is just 90 minutes each, Temi. Some will be 2 hours, but 90 minutes each. The VIP Mentorship is us taking you through things like we've been doing today. It's on top of the course which you're going to get. So these forums are VIP mentorship forums. And then the final piece of the puzzle is what we call the Mastermind Inner Circle. Now this is for people who are already trading live successfully. This is where you get your signals, you get the community. So you guys get to be part of that as well. The community working with each other. We give you things like what you call them now. English ain't my first language. Things like indicators and templates and high level analysis and tools that we pay for, and we share the results with you. Market dives and things of that nature. The website's almost finished, so you're going to see that. But these are the 3 different parts of the course. So you have the actual program, you have the actual course, where you get your PowerPoint slides and your short recorded videos pre-recorded. Timmy, good amount to start trading with is what I taught you about the lost wallet principle. What can you afford to lose in a day without crying and wanting to commit suicide? Multiply that by 100. That's what you should start trading with. So whatever your lost wallet figure is times 100 is the maximum you should start trading with. You can trade with less, but that's the maximum you should start trading with. Like I told you, I started with $100 on this account at the start of the year. And if you take away the $100 I added recently, it's done about 159 profit. So that's the answer to that question. So this is how we're going to roll together. Right, guys? And I am starting to think about closing this trade now because that's forming a candlestick pattern I don't like. Anyway, so we will send you the information. The website is almost finished. We had a bit of a problem. We lost the site, so we're having to put it back up again. But it will be back up soon, and all the information is there. I am going to let you guys go. Any more questions real quick before we go? I've answered a couple already. Any more questions? All right. In the absence, actually, no, there's a delay. So let me wait a bit longer. I know there's a delay. So you're going to be hearing me ask about the questions literally 30 seconds after I ask about the questions. Cool. So Everybody, make sure that you're on Telegram. If you are not on Telegram, send me a message so I can add you to the Telegram channels. We are not doing WhatsApp any longer. We have evolved. Many of us have issues with WhatsApp anyway. Everybody be on there stressing everybody out. So Telegram is where it's going to be at. Please engage with, especially you new students. You have plenty of passion. The existing students are so bored with trading. They're just doing it for money. Sometimes they're just so quiet. I want to see you guys talk, comment, ask questions, engage, reach out to each other, share charts. Let's get a buzz going. Also, for those of you who don't know, one second. So the monthly figure for the mentorship for the program is $69.99 a month. One second, let me address that. Do your research. That is way, 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 way cheaper than anybody out there doing anything near similar. But if you refer someone who signs on, you will get a referral loyalty payment. I tell you about it in the Instagram. And so we want to grow the community, not just for the money, but so we can teach more people, but also have more community. So if you know of anybody who's interested in learning this and becoming better for the reasons we gave here, let's go back up here. Then reach out to them, put them in touch with us. Also, we have a fund account that we are restarting, or have just restarted, I should say, starting yesterday. Was it 2 days ago? So if you want to just invest your money, we're putting together a prospectus for that, a brochure to show you what that means. Invest your money. So invest your money and we trade for you. Get in touch with us and we will discuss that with you as well. Our email address, you have our phone number on both my personal number and our number on Telegram. But our email address is israelkeysgroup@gmail.com. So if anybody wants to find out information, just give them that as well. All right. Love you guys. Take care. Have an amazing week in the rest of your real life and your trading lives. See you soon. Bye-bye.